Welcome to this week's episode. Follow me and my team as we travel behind the scenes to meet up with an infamous guest, Amira and Nadeem. This will be a very special episode as it's the first time outside the studio and outside our comfort zone. We're very dubious of what to expect as we enter the home of the reality TV star Amira.
Hi there.
Hello Amira.
How are you?
You're looking fabulous.
Thank you very much, as are you.
Thank you for inviting me in.
Welcome on. Please do.
Thank you.
Welcome to my little kingdom.
Very nice, Amira.
Yes, indeed it is.
Thank you for inviting us.
Well, no problem. Where would you like to sit?
Oh, I'm liking this chair. This seems like fit for a king.
Quite fitting, I must say, yeah.
What do you think? Oh, that's yours right enough. I'm not going to steal your thunder.
No, take a seat.
Not a problem.
Don't be a stranger.
Thank you. Was this your cats?
Yeah, this is my cats. And so this is my King Tut, and that's my Persian. So he's a Canadian Sphinx, and he's an Egyptian Sphinx, the original of his kind. Yes, 2000 a kitten, but they're both my babies. Mwah, I absolutely love them to bits. I was getting all these kiss stains all over them. And over here we've got, well, Helga, but I was thinking about calling her Unity because there's been a story in the paper lately about this girl that is infatuated with Hitler. I mean, it is a kink for me, and Hugo Boss did design the uniform. And yes, it's the most sexiest uniform in my opinion, even before the British. And I do love our kingdom.
So when I walked in, Amira, I actually got a wee bit of a shock. I thought it was maybe your boyfriend that was standing there. And then I noticed that it was the full SS. I've noticed it's a full SS uniform. Right?
Well, here, feel free to call her my guard or feel free to call her my pimp. She's a bit in between.
You cracked me up. And then, look, then I've noticed...
yes, Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
Yes, because at the end of the war, all he had was his Hitler Youth and his SS next to him. Now, I know you're kind of wondering, like, how does a half fucking packy be into all this shit? But there was Romanian Muslims that did fight for the SS during the war, which isn't really widely known, just like Hugo Boss isn't widely known with them making the Nazi uniforms. I'm a history geek, I'd like all my documentaries, so please, anybody quiz me in anything. I mean, Hitler wasn't all that much of a bad guy. I mean, yeah, it was crazy towards the end because his doctor was doping him up in drugs, and I've took a lot of cocaine, and believe me, I've had psychotic episodes, so trust me, I know where he was coming from in that part as well.
Tell you what we'll do, right? Let's get a wee cup of tea if you don't mind. We'll sit down and we'll get a right good chat about it.
Yes, of course.
I'm looking forward to getting an insight into your life here because it's fascinating place, immaculate. I'm loving this. Especially that chair, I'm loving the wee swing. What was the idea there?
Well, this is pretty much like, kind of like my heritage because like my dad's Pakistani and stuff, and obviously I do love the culture in that sense as well, you know. So I thought, you know, something, you know, to commemorate it.
Amira and Nadeem, here we are.
Indeed.
Thank you for inviting us into your very beautiful house.
You're more than welcome.
You know, so when we walked in there, I didn't know what to expect. I know you're very glamorous, you've got your cats, but before I dive in and ask you a few questions, right? Talk me through what's been going on with you just now.
What's been going on? Well, to be honest, since the last filming, not a great deal. I mean, been planning a holiday and stuff. So I'm thinking about going to Mali this year.
No, that'd be nice. You deserve a wee holiday.
Yes, indeed. I do work hard enough. I mean, look at my lovely house, of course.
No, it's really it's
I
beautiful.
think I deserve this break. It's took me a whole year to complete it, with all my desires and kinks as Helga.
Definitely, and we know you were on the show and we spoke about all your reality TV stuff.
Yeah.
Naked Attraction, Magaluf Weekender, and all the other stuff that you're involved in. But when we walked in, just there into your house, I get the fright of my life because I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's a full mannequin with a full Nazi uniform on.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and I seen Adolf Hitler. So I'm really intrigued. I don't know why. I've never seen that before. So can you talk me through what your fascination is with the Nazis, or how this came about?
Of course, I mean, I know it's obviously to many people out there, it'll be like a sickening thing, a really, really bad thing, but it's just how the propaganda has worked to make us like that. Personally, it's always been a kink for me. Was made by Hugo Boss, the uniform, which a lot of people don't know. And, you know, she's got a few props to her, like this knife over here. This is from, like, I watched Romper Stomper growing up, and this Hitler Youth knife was in it, and I just knew when I seen it, I had to have it. Now, if we open it up, it says blood and honor in German. Now, I couldn't actually speak German. This was a client of mine that actually told me this, you know, so I'm not going to say I'm fluent in German, but I have watched many German films and subtitles, so I've picked up more than a few words, as I have with my own sort of background, you know, being half Pakistani. It's embarrassing enough not to be 100% fluent even in that language, but I do my best.
How long have you been, like, interested in the Nazi
Just
regime and
from
stuff?
as like far back as I remember, you know, like I've read Mein Kampf. I know Hitler wasn't a crazy guy. He was really good to his people. He'd done good things. There was a good system in place. But the thing is, it's like, you know, if somebody was to go walking down the street in a Nazi uniform, they would get looked at, and you, but like in a bad way. But if someone was walking down in a Soviet uniform, nobody would bat an eyelid. And yet they raped 2 million German women after they even conquered Berlin, and so much worse. Even women in concentration camps, you know, some Jewish women had said on camera, like, they thought if the Nazis weren't going to finish them off, the Russians definitely were. So I really, honestly, I definitely do think that fight for Russia was needed, and we're still fighting them to this day. And of course, you know, obviously Hitler, you know, being at the end of the war with nothing but his SS and his Hitler Youth, you know, fighting defiantly for him. Honestly, it's glorious as fuck to me. So it is. And the fact that people think that it was just like kind of Germans and Italians. There was Romanians fighting with the Nazis, everything. It was all for one cause, to defeat Bolshevism, because like the idea of communism is good, but who does it actually really work for? I mean, didn't it work for the Soviets? I mean, the Soviet Union came crashing, and now Vladimir Putin's trying to gather and crumble what pieces he's got left of his rotten, stinking empire. It's a pity what Hitler said, wasn't it? True, all you need to do is kick in the door and the whole rotten structure will fall.
There we go. But listen, moving away from that now, right? The World War II, the propaganda, the Nazis. We can maybe talk about that another time.
Well, yes, so
I
coming
wanted-
along from that, of course, we do have to commemorate my table. My table, of course, is from, I got the idea from Clockwork Orange, which is Malcolm McDowell's.
Let's talk about yourself then. Right? I know you told a lot of your story in the episode in the studio, but let's see, get a wee update now. So I know you're obviously very glamorous, right? Are you any close to maybe like, settling down with
No,
a
I
man?
honestly don't want a man. Like, who the fuck needs a man in their life? Like, I've got my gorgeous, gorgeous boys who cuddle me and love me the right way. Do you know what I mean? So I really honestly don't need a man. Personally, all I've had is shit from men. And you know, like most people out there are fucking users and snakes. It's sad that we live in a world where, you know, to be a snake and all that is, you know, like the new fashion. Whereas to be honest, decent, loyal is things looked upon as to be rare when it should just be normal. So I honestly, yeah, I'm just.
What about in the future?
I don't think I'm rather compatible with the men of this world. I think they see an independent woman like me and they're scared because, like, I make them feel demasculined. You know, I have more money than them, or just maybe more ambitions in life.
So see, maybe, right, if fate did happen, what would be your type? I've
What
always
would be
wanted
my
to ask you that.
I think you just want me to say your Jim.
Well, describe them then. You
Describe
never
him.
know. But I'm not willing to settle down any time soon either, Amira. I'm too busy with my work. But so let's describe them then. Don't you be getting any funny ideas, right? Because you're going to give us a wee tour of your room soon as well.
Okay, well, let's see. My ideal guy, not a liar. Not a cunt in general, just fucking a bad boy, like a cheeky angel. Do you know what I mean? But I do like blonde hair. I mean, I've got quite a weakness for it. I don't know why. However, I hate it when guys love blonde hair girls. Isn't that weird?
What else do you like about men? What would
Because I think the whole blonde thing with girls is overrated,
is that
but
a
with
German thing with the
guys,
blonde and the blue eyes? Is that where
absolutely not. I don't know. I just always found myself, liking the blonde sort of tanned look. I don't mind dark as well, but I don't know too much.
What about maybe one day settling down with like a family? I know obviously you can't have kids, but you
I
could.
mean, I always says that like if I was with a guy and I was happy, I would go down a surrogate route. But with his sperm, obviously, like whatever chance I had to save what I had is long gone now, but I'm still quite happy with that. And obviously, like, even if it doesn't happen, I still decide to go for children. Like, maybe I'll adopt myself because I believe blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. So, whatever child I bring up, I'll give it all the loyalty and love I've got to give.
No, it's beautiful, Amira, right?
Thank
Because
you.
I know you're such a lovely person,
Thank you.
right? I know you've had a hard time in the past. Like I said, when we did speak about it in the studio, you've been through so much.
Yeah, but like, sitting staring at four walls, grating yourself about the things that's happened to you in your life isn't gonna make anything better, You've really got to be out there fighting against it. I mean, if you become filled with anger and hate, then you're no better than the people that have done you wrong. And believe me, God has had my back more than once, and I do believe in him.
So when we're talking about having a family there, right? See, when you did get your sex change, did you get the option to keep your sperm? Was that never offered to you?
There was put forward, but then again, I was in high school, and obviously, I had the whole world ahead of me, and I just, things never ever got to plan, I guess you could say. I mean, I did know that I was going to make a better life for myself, but I'm not always just comfortable where I'm at. I do believe, there's room for improvement, and that's what I'll always do. I mean, I'm obviously, currently, in the midst of, getting my full license and stuff. But I've got the provisional and stuff, and of course, yes, you will definitely be going a drive with me today.
You're driving?
Yes, we're getting a shoot of that, 100%.
Well, I don't know about that, Amira.
Of course.
Well, you need to get the L plates on then.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, I'm not going to do it illegally, hence why I asked you to. And I ain't going to fucking, look, what you see is what you get with me. I don't need to lie about fuck all, like, make out as if I've got, like, a pass or nothing. I'm trying to. So this is what I'm saying. The more updates you come for, then the more you see how my life improves. And it's getting there. The more fake people I keep away from my life, the better. I stay away from drugs and all the things that just really aren't me. You know what I mean?
So see, I know you're going to use a wee tour, right? If you don't mind now, we'll take a wee walk through and you can show us round about your palace.
Yes, of
and
course.
then we start moving on.
So, like Kim Kardashian, no house is done without, a very large but very proud collection of my handbags, same as she does. So here, of course, we have one of her favourites, a Birkin crop skin. I absolutely love it. This is my absolute baby of babies of handbags. And then, of course, on to the next one, the Constance. Now, of course, just like any other, comes with this bag. And of course, stuff to protect the hardware. And then, of course, she is my absolute baby. Honestly, I absolutely love and adore her as well. And then, of course, my Libertines. For somewhat occasions, people may have seen me wearing these the day I was cutting my tag off. I absolutely love them. My babies, honestly. And then of course over here, we have the heels. My babies, once again. Honestly, I really get doped up talking about this stuff because I'm such a girly girl. I mean, how could you not get mad at this stuff? Oh, girl.
Amira, I'm loving the bed.
Well, thank you. Of course, this is my masterpiece four-poster. I mean, no queen can call herself a queen without owning one of these. I mean, I'm known as a queen of many sorts. Blowjob queen, Christ, girl queen, drag queen perhaps, maybe to some haters. But fuck them anyways, who gives a fuck about them? Oh, aren't these kickers to die for? Until the haters that would piss off. It's got, well, the LGBT. So, there you go.
So,
no problem.
We're going to be moving outside now. And we're going to go round a wee bit of Blantyre.
And of course, since I'm wearing all North Face, it has to be my leopard print North Face with my leopard print shoes.
Very nice, Amira.
Yes, of course, you know how a bad bitch has to keep herself dressed well, you know. Too many bitches to piss off with this face.
After a brief interview with Amira in her home, we will now explore some of Amira's old haunts, the school that she used to attend, and some of the controversial areas that she would hang around in her younger days. See, Amira, I know Blantyre's got a bit of a bad reputation, right? Violence, chaos, drugs. How is it now? Is it different?
Well, I would say you don't really see it's much negative to it. But then again, when I used to be out back in the day, quite a lot of people were out. And obviously, it's just, as you get older, it's more unfamiliar faces, And obviously, I was a bit of a scheme hopper. At times, I didn't even think about Blantyre. I was always up Motherwell, Kirkdonald, Govan. Shout out to Michaela and Govan. Shout out to the Dundassies, Ashbash in Motherwell. Love yous all. But I didn't Blantyre. I mean, all I really had was Pal Chloe and stuff. But I didn't really have, I didn't hang about too much,
What's it like now? Do you still get a lot of hate, or is there people
No,
that are
not
really
really.
nice?
To be honest, if anything, it seems pretty quiet. More quiet than I remember.
I know Blantyre's got a bit of a reputation, being a bit rough,
Ashbash,
violence.
a whole lot, yeah.
Is it still like that?
Well, obviously it's it's good. It's got its good bits and its bad bits, everywhere else. Do you know what I mean? But I do hear bits here and there. But I try my best to keep myself to myself. And even when it comes to neighbours doing this way, because it's once you say hi or let a neighbour in, it just gives them I don't know, that's some sense of fucking allowance to be able to destroy your life.
You've been here with the young team. That's it.
It does. I mean, I did drink here a lot back in the day, but then it was crazy because when you watch your wee brother do it, that's when you know your time has come to stop.
So we find ourselves down at the old army barracks, where you used to hang around when you were a teenager.
Yes.
But do you know, it'd be great to get an insight and a wee walkthrough.
Well, of course, yeah, definitely. Please do come with me.
Well done. So bring back a lot of memories, Amira.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, getting mad with my pals and stuff.
Give us a wee walkthrough then.
Yes, of course. We'll do come through.
You must have got
So I'm sure these would have been bunks where they sat. I mean, don't quiz me too much on the place, for Christ's sake. I mean, half the things have been here for mad with anyways. And of course you've got the graffiti art, people like to leave their mark here. This is a Blantyre thing, they like to leave their mark. I'm sure I've got one somewhere, but nothing as talented as this artwork, I must say, They do go all out in Blantyre.
So it takes a wee walk through here, you know.
Yeah.
So you just take them down here, obviously I've always got to. And I done it myself when I was a teenager. But fast. Back then, was it cocaine back then as well?
Well, I mean, see, to be honest, someday would have a bit, yeah, but it's not like always could afford it back then. I mean, I would say the thing that you'd mostly see cunts on was like Valium.
Right.
But it's not really my thing.
Any trouble down here?
Hardly, but I'm sure there's plenty of trouble round about these gun placements. And of course, yes, got the famous Buckfast.
Now you're going to be taking us up to Calderside Secondary School.
Of course, of course.
We're going to go up there. If we can't get to speak to one of your teachers, we're going to have a wee talk outside the school, so I look forward to that, Amira.
I hardly doubt it, you know, I'd definitely say there'll be some teachers there are still back-minded, you know, so...
You never know, but times have changed, so we'll see how we go, but are you ready to join me?
Yes, of course, thank you.
Let's do it, darling, let's do it. Amira takes us on a journey to our old high school, Calderside Academy. It was here that Amira would experience a lot of hate and bullying because of how different she was. She was one of the first ever pupils to attend the school as a transgender, being born a boy and dressing as a girl with the school uniform. She would then be subjected to severe bullying, not just from pupils, but also teachers. Here we are, Amira. We find ourselves down at Calderside Academy, the school where you were growing up in your teenage years and you were the first transgender pupil ever to step foot in the school. So talk us a wee bit through that.
Well, to be honest, I think it was such a great achievement to get by everything that I did. I mean, it didn't take me long a walk just to walk straight to the Ascent department, which is where I was, class of 10, because I had dyslexia, but yet can read better than half the bitches that were in mainstream anyway, so...
What about you? Obviously, you weren't accepted
yeah,
at first.
Of course, I wasn't accepted at first. I mean, I came in, Mrs. Campbell, you know, a couple of heads like Miss McBean. They made me go to the toilet, wash my makeup off, take my wig off, you know, and I got told that if I didn't, then of course I was going to be suspended. So what choice was I given? But then, of course, doing that trip with Stacey McLean as well, who was also here at the time. And then, of course, it wasn't even a week after we eventually got allowed to be dressed as girls. You know, she gets herself suspended for flashing her arse in Asda during lunchtime. But of course, there was many teachers, you know, out to get us down. But of course, I'll always praise Mr. Gilkison. He was the best of the best. But, you know, people like Mrs. Lockhart, Mrs. Smith, who didn't want to see this change, well, look at it now. I've seen many trans people coming in and out. My niece who goes here keeps me up to date. And also I've seen many gay people, and really they haven't stopped at the floodgates of voting. So this is what happens when you see what I see. You've been what I've been through. You know, this is a monster that you create.
What about
and the change for the better.
What about the fellow pupils then with the bullying and stuff like that? Must have been hard, must have been horrific.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have really got to learn to take shit in one ear and out the other, because like I even knew back then how their opinions better my life. Like honestly couldn't give a fuck. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, I even got beat up by cunts I even went with that went to the school. So yeah, obviously like can't change where you come from, but you can definitely change some of the things about where you come from. Can't change the whole rotten place, but can definitely, you know, glam it up where it needs.
Did you ever have any relationships when you were a bit older, obviously like 16, 17, still at school?
No.
No,
I kept single. I mean, to be honest, they were all quite a lot of people were phonies anyways, do you know what I mean? Not scared to be their true selves, so who the fuck wants to be associated with that anyways? I've got my bestest friend Leslie who came here with me. She never made me question or loyalty a day in her life. We've been bestest friends since primary school, and I absolutely love her to bits. She's been a rock for me going through school. I mean, I don't think if I had her I probably wouldn't have went to school at all. And yeah, pretty much.
So if there's another message, right, you could send out to the transgender pupils that are actually going to this school, something positive or anything that would help?
Don't be afraid to be bad, glamorous, sexy, and show even the plastic bitches who's on top and who can do it better.
There you go, thank you very much, Amira.
Thank you.
So, you don't get much hate now, right?
No, I mean, it's like Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj. Eventually, nobody gives a fuck. Do you know what I mean? People grow old, they get on with their life, and you know what was a big deal in the past no longer is. I mean, just get out there and live your life to the fullest.
How are you with your neighbours now? I know you had some trouble.
I mean, yeah, well, I don't really like I say, I make a point in not getting to know like neighbours and stuff, you know, because it just gives them a reason to pry in your life and stalk you and harass you, and I've had enough of that in my life, you know. I just kind of want to live peacefully but still out there, but without fucking the neighbours are the last people that need to be keeping you back. I mean, I've already had it off men holding me back, and this is what I'm saying, this is me, this is where I am now to the end of time. I'm quite happy living my life out single because nobody's controlling you, telling you what to wear, what to do, so I'm happy with that.
No, it's great to hear, Amira, and like I said, you've always got big plans. It's not like you go back the way, you're not going back into drinking and drugs and hanging around with the bad people. You're talking about going holidays.
No, I mean, here, I can't sit around with people that were doing the same shit as they were doing last year. Nuh-uh. Sniffing cocaine, been there, done that. See ya, bitch, I'm pimping.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're wanting to evolve, you're wanting to be around about people that have got your best interests at heart. You know?
Yeah.
Because they say you become who you surround yourself with.
Exactly, and that's why I had to get myself away from these really toxic people. I mean, people come with motives, you know, like they want to either use you for something. Everybody comes for their own gain. That's why I'm quite sick and tired with the world. I'll do things the way I do it, you know what I mean? I just don't feel like you need a man to get by in life. Like Cher said, they're all dessert.
It's a great saying, actually, you know what I mean? But I just feel like maybe in time.
I mean, how can I ever be fully satisfied? No man is ever going to have a chocolate penis that spunks money. So.
It's a great way to say it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. The only way to say it.
So what would you say would make you really happy, Amira? Like, what would change your life dramatically? Obviously money's, everybody wants to be rich, but and find out for themselves. But other than that,
just for people to remind themselves of the humanity, not to get fucking stuck up with the whole like media shit too much. Do you know what I mean? It isn't everything, you know. Learn to take a bit of a break away from your phone, and you know, because like back in the day, like your granddad's day, you know, couples would stay together. Now we're in a generation, I don't think I'll ever see this generation or my generation ever be able to stay in a relationship for the long run, you know, like forever, the way it was with my gran and granddad. And that's the way I always looked at love back then, you know. And when I was with my first ex before he started beating me, you know, that was how I wanted to keep it. And also with the second one, obviously things don't go to plan and the world's a different place, and I guess maybe I was just born a little off my time.
well, I was speaking to someone about it. They were asking me about you, right, personally. And I says, do you know, I think she was born to be a woman. I says, because she's got size 4 feet.
I know, like my sisters are all like size 6 in feet, and fucking half my lassie pals are taller than me, and they were all natural born, so I know for a fact that what I was meant to be.
Amira, I would just like to say thank you so much for showing us round your palace.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have a wee chat with you just to finish stuff off, right? And to see what your plans are moving into the future. We know it's a positive note, right? You're not going to be getting your tag. You're not going to
No tags anymore, thank
no
goodness.
tags, staying out of trouble,
Yeah.
right? And hanging around with the right people that are good for you, right?
Yeah.
That are not toxic. It's easy for me to say, right? But I really do wish you well, and I know we're going to do a lot of work together in the future, right? But before we finish up in this documentary, if there's anything else you'd like to add, say, or send a message out to anyone, now is the time.
Well, just like, you know, be brave, be gorgeous, always be yourself, and you know, bitch, you can't blend in when you're born to stand out. It has been like, you know, a wonderful walk through history with you today. I mean, not too many people are interested in history, they're more focused on the future, but I think, you know, the past is really important and it should be remembered, you know, for good or bad reasons, whatever. But it should be remembered and it should be spoken about.
No, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it because it's so different for myself and Cam, the man behind the camera, because we're so used to working in the studio, and everything's all set up. So this is very different, but also I feel like it's meant to be, because it's great to get a behind the scenes.
Well, hopefully it's the first of many, because not only am I a fan of the show, I'm also, you know, a subject to the show as well. So I look forward to the many more documentaries you've got to come, Mr. Kim.
Well, I class you as a friend now, Amira, right? I think you're glamorous, I think you're very kind, generous, right? You've got a beautiful soul.
Oh, thank you.
Right? And we're definitely going to be friends forever, I can feel that. Hey, give me a cuddle, Mia, it's been amazing. Well done.
Watch my chandelier.